An arrow is an element that points and gives a sense of direction and flow. An arrow is often seen around a tag or a piece as an extra element. So here are some examples of different styles of arrows that you might see. An arrow can also be added onto the end of a letter. So here are some examples where an arrow is added to a letter. Again, an arrow can be added in the background as an extra embellishment. A symbol is a decorative mark on the outside of a piece or a tag. A symbol could be an arrow, so just like I mentioned before, it could be a decorative piece around it, a smiley face, a crown, a heart, or other shapes, things like polka dots, lines, or any other mark to add embellishment. A flourish is adding on to or changing the way a letter is already written. So extending parts of the letter, adding on extra lines, swirls, again arrows would be a flourish. Drawing lines through the letter would also be a flourish. Just changing the way that you normally would write the letter is considered a flourish. An extension is when you take part of a letter and stretch it out further than it normally would go. So here are some examples of letters with an extension. Bubble letters are typically going to be curved, so there are no straight lines whatsoever. Every single line is curved. The letters are very wide and round and typically drawn in a lowercase letter style. So bubble letters, just think of a bubble, how round and curved a bubble would look, right? So a bubble letter is going to have all curved lines and very wide. Bubble letters will also typically overlap. Overlap means when part of a letter covers up part of another letter. So here you can see the dotted line would mark where that letter would show up if it was not being overlapped by a different letter. Block letters are going to have all straight lines and usually drawn in capital letters. So you can see as I'm drawing here, normally a letter B would have curved lines, but I had to change it so that it met the requirement of being all straight. When a letter connects, it means that one letter flows into the next without there being any breaks. So you won't see that the letters like being overlapped. The letter just flows right into the next with the open space. So if you look at these arrows that I'm drawing, that is where the letters would connect. Wild style letters are very stylized letters that include flourishes, curved and straight lines, overlaps, connections, and usually a lot of symbols as well. Wild style letters allow you to have so much freedom because you really create your own way of writing each letter. So you'll see that some letters overlap, some letters connect, and I added a lot of symbols and flourishes around my name. A character is a visual signature for an artist, and it can be either realistic or cartoonish. So rather than signing the artist's name or their tag name, they would just come up with an image to leave behind instead as their character. So now you will have two options for your project. You can either first come up with a tag name and design a tag name, or two, you can come up with a character that you would like to use for yourself. So I will show you some different examples to help you get ideas. So now it's your turn to create your own tag name or your own character. Think of ways to make it reflect you and your personality. Have fun!